everyone, and welcome to our educational session. My name is Paul Arsov, and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. The topic of our session today is the case for being careful with AI agents. If you have been in the technology space for some times, you may be hearing a lot 2025 will be the year of the agents, and AI agents are going to take over the world. They're powerful. I have to disagree with these claims that they will take over the world. Even Meta and Salesforce have claimed that they might replace some of their workers and workforce with AI agents. But I think, in my own personal opinion, these are all tactics to boost stock prices. If you have been working with AI agents, and if you tried or read something about this, almost all packages and large language models as well, there are few reasons to believe that the large language models, being good, are still far from reaching 100% accuracy. That's true. I have to advise not to get swayed by benchmark numbers shared over social media. They are to help create hype. From experience, the models are great, but whatever we wish to automate intermediary stuff, they badly fail. So when we say AI agents replacing humans, we need to reach 100% accuracy on real-world problems and not just on benchmarks. In real-world applications, error can have significant consequences, and AI models aren't infallible. They're impressive at certain tasks, but as of now, they're not ready to replace humans entirely. For example, the use of AI in industries such as healthcare or legal systems demands absolute precision, where even a small mistake can lead to disastrous results. The gap between theoretical landmarks and practical accuracy remains too large, making full automation too risky. The next thing we have to consider is that AI agents have a hard time choosing tools. So if you have been trying many proof of concepts of AI agents, and there's one common issue we have been facing, it is that AI agents aren't great at deciding when to pick a tool versus when to rely on their internal knowledge. The problem becomes even harder when playing with multiple tools in complex environments. AI agents are designed to execute tasks, but they often struggle to determine the optimal approach for a particular situation. For instance, if you need to make a decision involving both data analysis and human judgment, AI may over-rely on one tool without properly incorporation of the necessary nuances of the task. When multiple tools are at play, coordinating their use intelligently becomes a challenge that current AI systems cannot fully address. This can lead to inefficiency and errors in workflows, making them far less far less reliable than human workers. Um, then the next issue we have to consider is that trust issues will always exist. AI agents, after all, depend on machine learning models, which can never be 100% accurate. One mistake and the audience or customer will lose trust. Just think, would you risk your finances or your healthcare with an AI agent? Would you be comfortable taking medicine prescribed by an agent? Are organizations okay with pushing AI generated code directly to production? Personally, I don't think so. Trust is a fundamental element of any successful human AI collaboration. People need to feel confident that the AI system can deliver consistent, accurate, and safe results, even with every mistake, trust erodes. We have seen this already in fields like autonomous vehicles, where even a small number of accidents lead to public backlash. The same can be said for sectors where human life or significant financial interests are involved. People will remain cautious about relying on AI systems to make critical decisions. The next issue we have to consider is a human layer is still essential and necessary. While AI agents may excel at handling repetitive, time-consuming tasks, a human layer will always be necessary to make judgment calls, intervene in edge cases, and ensure that ethical standards are adhered to. No matter how sophisticated AI becomes, it lacks human empathy, intuition, and the ability to navigate the moral complexity of the real world. Imagine an AI agent attempting to handle sensitive customer service interactions or mediating disputes in the workforce. While it may be able to offer solutions based on data, it will always fall short when it comes to understanding emotional nuance and offering the kind of human connection that many individuals expect. Therefore, AI will not be able to replace humans in roles that require empathy, creativity, and complex ethical reasoning. In many ways, AI agents can be viewed as tools to enhance human capabilities rather than replace them altogether. These agents can perform tasks to support human workers, but they cannot fully take the place of a thoughtful, ethical, and compassionate human presence. Biases exist and will persist in AI systems. AI agents' performance depends on the data they are trained on. If the data has biases, this bias creeps into everything they operate on. AI models do not have conscience or ethical reasoning capability like humans. So if they are trained on data with inherent biases, the problems will be there. One of the biggest challenges with AI agents is ensuring fairness and inclusivity. AI models are often trained on large data sets scrapped from the internet, which is notorious for carrying societal biases. For example, if an AI agent is used in hiring or law enforcement, it could unintentionally perpetuate the gender or racial discrimination if its training data reflects those patterns. The consequences of such biases could be devastating, affecting real lives and reinforcing societal inequalities. Furthermore, biases in AI models are not easily detectable or fixable. Even with increased scrutiny and fine-tuning, it could be difficult to eliminate all forms of bias from a machine learning model. This is why transparency and continuous monitoring are essential in AI systems, but even these measures cannot guarantee that AI agents will always act impartially. Um, AI agents could essentially open Pandora's box. The implementation of AI agents could lead to a myriad of ethical and legal challenges. And we have to ask ourselves who is responsible when an AI agent makes a mistake, who is accountable when an AI system is used for malicious purposes like manipulating public opinion or committing fraud. These are critical questions that don't have easy answers. Governments, corporations, and tech companies need to establish clear guidelines and regulations to govern the use of AI agents. Otherwise, the unchecked proliferation of these systems could lead to a range of unintended consequences, from privacy violations to monopolies. If AI agents are allowed to operate without adequate oversight, they could exacerbate the very problems they're meant to solve, including inequality and loss of jobs. Moreover, issues surrounding AI rights, data ownership, and user consent will become increasingly pressing as these technologies advance. Without a framework for protecting individuals and society at large, AI agents could very well pose a threat to the very freedoms they are meant to enhance. The next issue we have to consider is over-reliance on AI can lead to a loss of critical skills. The more we rely on AI agents, the more we risk losing our own human problem solving and critical thinking abilities. If AI starts handling an increasing number of tasks, from basic data entry to a more complex decision making, humans may begin to atrophy in their cognitive functions. Just like any tool, over-reliance on AI can diminish human capabilities. In workplaces where employers may become overly dependent on AI to complete their jobs, they could lose essential skills over time. It's similar to the uh, concerns surrounding GPS navigation. People can no longer navigate as well without the assistance of technology. They forgot how to read actually maps. Similarly, in a world dominated by AI agents, people may lose their ability to think creatively or perform complex problem solving tasks without technological aid. In the end, while AI agents could free up time and allow us to focus on higher level tasks, they could also make us less self sufficient and more vulnerable to technological failures. And in conclusion, AI agents will undoubtedly, um, while undoubtedly impressive and transformative technology, um, come with serious drawbacks that cannot be ignored, from trust issues and bias to a lack of ethical accountability and reliance on imperfect models. The risk outweighs the benefits when it comes to fully replacing human workers or decisions. While AI agents will undoubtedly play an important role in augmenting human capabilities, they should never be seen as a replacement for humans. The hype surrounding AI agents taking over the world is just that, a hype. Until these technologies evolve to address the numerous flaws outlined above, AI agents are not really ready to dominate the workforce and make life altering decisions. It is essential that we approach their integration thoughtfully, ensuring that humans remain at the center of any process involving AI. And with this said, I'm ending this educational presentation, and I'm coming back to this presentation when I told you that my name is Paul Arsov and I am the founder of the Decentralized Web project. I'd like to tell you about this project and several other projects that we are working on. But first, the Decentralized Web project is building decentralized communication advertising platform. As I just said, it is monetized through advertising. The interesting and specific thing about this project is that it has its own blockchain instance, and it aims to build a platform where users joining this platform can be rewarded with tokens, and then they can monetize these tokens um, and get payments for their like joining the platform. In addition to this, users are rewarded for inviting other users um, to become new users on our platform. And in addition to this as well, users can be rewarded for viewing advertising on our platform as well. The meaning of decentralization, where we put on this project, is different than the meaning which is put on blockchain technology. The blockchain technology has multiple and fundamental flaws, and it makes it not suitable to be a driver of decentralization. The meaning of decentralization we put on our project is direct communication from user to user without going through a third party, namely a web server or a central point which collects information and then it distributes this information to users. So we are always going to be doing direct communication, and we currently offer video and audio communication between our users. In addition to this, every user can have their personal website and personal agents, one or more, which could handle specific tasks for the participant in this decentralized web network of users. With this said, I like to tell you the name and the URL of the website of this project, and I like to invite you to join this project as an user. The website and the URL is decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, these are two words, and they're typed all together. Decentralized web. And then there's dot, and it ends with org. Once again, decentralizedweb.org. With this said, I'm going to the second project that we're working on, and this project is our 3D NFT marketplace and a collection of NFTs based on three-dimensional objects. With this project, we have our own blockchain instance as well. And this blockchain instance, by having our own blockchain instance, then we do not charge our users for the deployment of the smart contracts for the non-fungible tokens. And we do not charge users for transactions of transfer of ownership from one user to another user. The interesting, specific, and unique thing about our 3D NFT marketplace is that it has its own 3D software engine, and usually creators of 3D objects they use specific software which can like read the file of the 3D object, then it can load the file as a 3D object, and it can display this 3D object. But usually the creators of the 3D objects, they're using game engines, and currently the most popular choices of game engines are two game engines. One of them is called Unity, the other one is called Unreal. But from the very beginning of our project, we decided to build our own 3D software engine. And what this 3D software engine does is it does read the file of the 3D object, then it opens a window on a computer screen. It displays the 3D object in this window that it did open, and then it starts animating it in a way of moving it in a random fashion around the window. But in addition to this initial and basic capabilities of our 3D software engine, it has multiple additional capabilities. The first additional capability of our 3D software engine is the capability of speaking. Our 3D software engine can speak in one of three different voices. The 3D NFTs can speak either in a male voice or in a female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices, and a voice can be spoken either in a normal speed fashion or in a fast speed fashion or in a slow speed fashion. If we have a male voice and it is spoken in a slow speed fashion, then this voice can come as the voice of a very masculine person, or it can come as the voice of an old person. If on the other hand we have a female voice and it is spoken in a fast speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a funny person or the voice of a little girl. The next additional important capability of our 3D software engine is the capability of voice recognition. If, for example, we have a 3D NFT which is moving in a random fashion around a window, then we can issue our very first voice command to the 3D NFT to stop moving. And then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. We can issue following voice command to the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. And then the 3D NFT is going to fulfill each one of these separate voice commands and move left, then move right, move up, then move down, come closer, zoom in, go further away, zoom out, and start rotating. The next additional important capability of our 3D NFTs is the capability of them having a basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really wow. You can ask the 3D NFT, who are you? And then the 3D NFT is going to reply with who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT, what is your name? And the 3D NFT is going to tell you their name. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3, or describe decentralization, or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to describe in few sentences about Web3, or about decentralization, or about the country called Russia. You can ask the next additional important capability of the 3D NFT is the capability of them being displayed in a way of stereoscopics. What stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or cyan colors. Then you can come to our 3D NFT marketplace, and probably now is the time to tell you the name and the URL of this 3D NFT marketplace. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT. And it is typed all together 3D NFT. Then there is dot, then there are two words, decentralized and web, and they're typed all together, decentralized web. And then there is dot and it ends with org. Once again, 3D NFT decentralizedweb.org. On the top of every of the main page and every other page, you can see a number of links. One of these links point to a link to accessories, and when you click on this link, you're going to see that we are offering special glasses. You can order one pair of these glasses, and when you receive these glasses, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses is red, and the other lens of these glasses is blue or cyan. Then you can put these glasses on. You can request displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics, and then you're going to see the 3D NFT as coming out of the flat two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. With this said, I'm ending talking about our 3D NFT software engine and collection of 3D NFTs, but I like to tell you a little bit about our 3D NFT marketplace. As I said, we have our own blockchain instance, And by having our own blockchain instance, we can actually detach from the buying and selling and receiving proceedings from sale of our 3D NFTs in a single crypto coin. And currently we offer buying and selling of 3D NFTs with 4 different crypto coins. The choices include Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Avalanche Avax, and Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. It has a coin called KCS. In addition to buying and selling with crypto, we have a second parallel and independent way of buying and selling 3D NFTs, and it is done entirely in fiat currency. If you are a user, you come to our 3D NFT marketplace, you click on the composite image of our first collection, and then you see all of the 3D NFTs listed one after another. If you see one 3D NFT that you like, you click on the image of this 3D NFT, and you're going to open a page where you can see a short video of the 3D NFT as it is moving, and then you're going to see a drop-down menu which is giving you a choice between to buy the 3D NFT between 4 different crypto coins and the 5th choice of paying with fiat currency. If you select payment with fiat currency and you click on the button to advance next, you're going to be presented with a screen to put the number of your debit or credit card, CVC, expiration date, and when you click on the button to make the payment, what is going to happen is there is going to be a transaction and transfer and conversion from your national fiat currency, which could be different from US dollar, and this payment is going to be deposited in our bank account in US dollars. Then we are going to follow this with transaction and transfer of the initial ownership from our 3D NFT marketplace to you, and now you become the user of this 3D NFT. So after playing for a while with the 3D NFT, you may decide to put it for sale. Then you decide on the price that you want to put for sale, and let's say there's a second user. They come to our 3D NFT marketplace, they browse through the collections, and they see in particular the 3D NFT that you put for sale. They're going to go through the same motions of selecting to pay with crypto coins, and fifth choice of selecting to pay with fiat currency. So let's say they select payment with fiat currency, and then they put the number of their debit or credit card, CVC, expiration date, and then they click to make the payment. So what is going to happen is there is going to be a transaction and conversion from the national fiat currency of the second user, which could be different from your national fiat currency and different from US dollars. And this payment is going to be converted to US dollars and deposited in our bank account. Then we are going to make a transaction and transfer the ownership from you to the second user, and now the second user becomes owner of this 3D NFT. Then we're going to make a transaction and transfer and conversion from US dollars to your national fiat currency, and deposit this payment in your bank account in your national fiat currency. With this said, I'm ending talking about this second project. The third project that we are working on is dealing with building charging products for electric vehicles. These charging products could offer the users to could offer exponentially growing number of users to be able to charge their electric vehicles. Currently, the way of handling charging of electric vehicles is done in a way similar to the way internal combustion engine vehicles are being loaded with fuel. Internal combustion engines vehicles, they come to places called gas stations, and in these places there are a number of gas columns. The owners of these internal combustion engines are connecting fuel hose. They start loading gas in the gas tank of their vehicles, and they pay for the gas loaded, and then they leave. So what is going to happen is the owners of these electric vehicles, they're coming to places which resemble gas stations, where there are number of columns, and the owners of electric vehicles, they could connect electric cable to the connector of their vehicle. They can start loading energy in the batteries of the electric vehicles. They could wait for a while their vehicle is charging, and they're going to leave. But we estimate that the number of these charging stations is going to become ultimately insufficient to charge the exponentially growing number of electric vehicles. So what we're proposing is the parking lot model, which could be like lots of owners of electric vehicles could be living in high-rise residential buildings, and these buildings are usually outfitted with a ground floor parking lot or multiple underground floors of parking lots. So what we're proposing is outfitting parking lots with chargers, like the type of chargers that we are offering, and these chargers are going to allow users to, when they come home to their residential building from work in the evening, they could identify themselves to the charger with their debit card, credit card, or near field communication card, or a near communication field keychain token, or near field communication ring they could be wearing, and then they could connect electric cable to their electric vehicle. They could initiate and start charging of their electric vehicle, and they can leave this vehicle to charge during the evening, night, and early morning while they're at home. But many of these many of the owners of electric vehicles, they could be also working in high-rise office buildings, and these high-rise office buildings in the same way could be having a ground floor parking lot or multiple on the ground floors of parking lot. In the same way, these owners of electric vehicles, when they come in the morning to their workplace, they could identify themselves to a charger like the one we're building, and then they could leave their vehicle to charge during the morning, afternoon, and early evening while they're at work. With this said, I'd like to tell you the name and the URL of the website of this project. It is power.arstec.com. Power is the ordinary word for power, then there's dot, then there's a word which I can abbreviate it letter by letter. It is Alpha Romeo Sierra Tom Echo Charlie Hotel. Altogether, Arstec, then there's dot, and it ends with com. Once again, power.arstec.com. On the main page of this website, you're going to see that we put 3 different surveys. One of the surveys is on the hardware, the other surveys is on the software, and the third one is on the feature of charging products. And you can click and fill one or all of these surveys, and it is going to tell us if we need to build an additional product, or that we can customize an existing product to fit your requirement if you have a high volume project that you want us to handle and provide products for. And with this said, I'm going to the next project that we're working on, and this next project is building artificial intelligence agents. And what is interesting and specific about our project is that we have 2 different artificial intelligence agents entities, and these artificial intelligence agents entities are based on different large language models. If you're the user, you provide the initial capabilities for this for each of these 2 entities, and for example, you can request the first AI entity to be very seductive, and you can task the second AI entity to be very angry. Then you can start the interaction, and there is going to be an interaction between the first and the second AI entity, and they're going to be going back and forth, and they're going to be outfitted each with their own gender, their own voice, and their own avatar image. So you, as the user, you're going to be just an observer between first and the second AI entity, and then at some point when you end this interaction, then you can share this interaction with, you can share the parameters of this interaction with our other users, so that our other users could uh, initiate a similar interaction but not identical as the interaction that you just did, because large language models are outfitted with the capability to not repeat themselves, and other users are going to enjoy something similar but not identical to what you did enjoy. In addition to this example of interactions which I mentioned between a seductive entity and angry entity, you can, for example, task the first entity to be a salesman, and then the second entity to be a customer, and you can then task the first AI entity to try to sell something to the second AI entity, for example, selling them a car or selling them a washing machine. With this said, I like to tell you that we like to establish a new category, and this new category of AI agents is entertainment and just for fun. So with this said, I like to tell you the name and the URL of the website of this project. It is ai2ai.decentralizedweb.org. AI to AI is typed in the way of the letter A followed by the letter I followed by the number 2, and then two other letters A and I, and it is typed all together AI to AI, and then there is dot, and then there are two words, decentralized and web. They're typed all together, decentralized web, and then there is dot, and it ends with org. With this said, I like to mention the last project that we're working on. It doesn't have yet a website, and this project is going to track human actions on a computer screen, and then you are going to be recording these interactions and having these interactions saved for an agents, one or more AI agents, to repeat these interactions and automate specific tasks you have been doing. With this said, I like to provide examples, like you can task your AI agent to log in and pull all of the emails from website, for example, Yahoo or Gmail, or you can task the AI agent to go to Twitter or Instagram or other social network sites and post a tweet or post an Instagram post, or post on other social network sites. Or you can task your AI agent, for example, to do a search for airline tickets, then present you the result of this search, and when you choose a specific ticket, you can task the AI agent to buy a ticket for you. With this said, I like to tell you that one AI company, namely OpenAI, they released a web browser called Atlas, and this browser is in the same way is going to record interactions of users, and what we're building on is does not need web browser. and it extends the capability also outside of web browsers, and two applications um, start it and load it on a computer. With this said, I like to tell you that we do not have yet uh, a website for this project, and we're going to be building and releasing a website and telling you more about this agent. With this said, I'm ending this presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening, and goodbye.